Some of the greatest things we have with the Baron system, one of the really upgrades that separates this system from every other system that the other stations in this market have, is precision hand tracking. Some of the other ones, well, all of the other ones, and not everybody has hand tracking, use sensors on the wall. Sometimes you can get cameras that interrupt that sensor flow. If anything is in that sensor, the path, it will not read it, and it really makes it harder to see the contour of your hand. This technology goes straight through the camera, and just watch how easy it is. Now, these are all your menu bars at the top here, and you can actually add more than this. The current feature that I'm using is this zoom feature, and it really makes it, notice how clean it is on air. You can see that it really just, there's nothing crazy about the transition with the other technology. It just looks weird, and the menu bar doesn't look as good as well. Another great thing about it, there's so many, is the hand tracking technology, which you can do here at the wall. Let's say I've got a storm coming from Wynne or Earl, Arkansas, and heading toward Shelby County, Memphis and Shelby County. You can track it with your hand. Let's say it's moving at 50 miles an hour. You see all the towns that pop up here. Not only that, not just the towns, but I've got schools in here as well. Churches we're going to put in here. A lot of people know where big churches are. You can also, and let's say this is, I don't want this storm track here because the storm, I don't want it on top of the storm. I can move this storm box anywhere I want on the map. And you can see I can do it in real time on the fly, and it's again, smooth. So I can show the track. It will automatically update. You can see here, ECS School, that's one of it. Wolf Chase, that's a mall. So I'm putting landmarks in here that most people know about. I can quickly take that track off, just like that. And but there's obviously no radar data on here today. But let's say that I want to come in here and take a look at the storm in a real down to street level. So what we can do is I could also look at the storm in any different direction. We can go 3D with it. We've got shear markers that will pop up when there is rotation showing a potential tornado, and we could take a look at it again from any angle that you want. And really, when there's actual data on here, it's really cool to look at. Again, nobody has this kind of precision, exact down to the street mapping. I did ask the Baron folks about that, and that's what they told me. So I can go back to just a regular view. Look at that. You see how easy it's picking up on my hand movements? That's one of the beauties of this. And you've got all kinds of different options here. We have imported some public domain cameras. We have the ability to do that. Let's say, for instance, I want to go and show Graceland. They have a static camera that they use from time to time. Got to make sure it's accurate time. This is not, because it's on a cloudy day, but you have to check it first and make sure. But yeah, you can show live cameras. We can go to, I put in Union University here. It's a school in West Tennessee. We could take a look at sky conditions. Again, all these are public domains, and we have several different places to put cameras. So you see all these bars here. We can even add more, but you don't want to get too cluttered. Again, I can get out of this very quickly. The X, and then I can go back to my home page right here. We also have the ability to look at all kinds of products from all these radars that I've got here. And we'll start out with Memphis here, and the Memphis radar. Look at all these products I can use and take a look at on the fly, whether it be velocity. We could take a look at, there's nothing on here, so it's not going to show anything. We could take a look at the shear rate, which is a good predictor of when a storm may be showing rotation. And we've got a specific algorithm called a tornado indicator that will show up in a storm track. The scale goes from 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest threat, 10 being the highest threat. The brand new algorithm that Baron has instituted, nobody else in the market has. So that is some exclusive technology. We can show you hail. There's something called the Baron button. We can rename that. It shows the highest threats of storms. As I said, shear rate, velocity. You can also put that tornado tracker on here. And one thing that nobody else has is the ability to track a debris ball, which, let's just say there's a tornado and some branches or even a tree, even a car gets caught up in that path. It will pick up on the radar the debris that's actually in a tornado, and we're the only ones that would have that. We can say, hey, look, our radar is showing a tornado debris ball, and it is, let's say, it's in to the west of the city of Memphis. That we have reports from Arkansas that there's a debris ball, which it would show up, but again, without any data, it's not going to do that. But again, tracking the debris ball, our tornado indicator, which again, if there was a tornado, all that information would pop up on the screen, and we give you the tornado indicator value from 1 to 10. And again, you can see these towns that pop up. We can customize this any way we want. We could take out towns, we can add towns, add landmarks, which I've done. Also added, like I said, churches, malls, that everybody would know where they are, soccer complexes, the Landers Center, which is a basketball arena down in DeSoto County, anything we want. There's just so many options here. So I get rid of that storm track, and you can also, I'll put another track on there just because I want to show this, what you can do. Let's say we've got a storm coming up from the southwest, and I wanted to show, I could put that down there for a second, and let's just say I wanted to telestrate where the possible tornado debris ball is. I can just, I mean, you can't do this with the other system, that smooth, and I'm not even an artist, and I just drew a decent circle. But if you did draw something that you wanted to clear quickly, again, you can do that. And these are other information. They're called skits, basically tracks. They're automatic algorithms that Barron has that they've set up. We could show local storm reports here. Those would pop up if there were any on the screen, and we could say, hey, it's been reported right here. It gives you the data, the location, the time, and anytime we have storm reports, we know that it's verified. We can also pop on, there's a radar that the Memphis International Airport uses south of town. If for whatever reason radars were out, we could use that one. And it actually shows planes coming in. It's pretty cool. Show that on a quiet day. And then these, what is called a pixel query button, which I just selected. Let's say, oh, we've even got road temperatures too. I forgot about that. And fog conditions, we can show smoke, earthquakes, all in here. And you actually, I don't think you'd want to do this on an everyday basis, but you can actually set up an entire show, and you could play your entire show through hand tracking. Again, that probably wouldn't be good for day-to-day use, but it is something that has the possibility, capability. So earthquakes, as I said, smoke from fires. Here's that 7-day that you could actually do. Let's just say I wanted to go straight to my 7-day just for a moment. During severe weather, sometimes we forget, hey, folks need to see the 7-day. You can pop it up just like that. The real-time hand tracking from the key wall, where you're on screen basically the whole time, and well, you've got 2 of these, so you could have another Met over in another part of the Weather Center doing the same thing. Now, I don't believe you want to both be hand tracking at the same time. I think the system gets a little bit confused when you do that, so it's mainly just for one person. But again, all those elements, I can customize that if I want. I could take some of those off. There's that smoke and fires that I talked about. You can, let's say viewers are going to give us pictures from Facebook or Twitter. They email those to us or they tweet us or whatever. If it's a storm, here we go. Just pop it up just like that. It makes the job easier for the directors. If we get them emailed to us, Twitter photo, there's that smoke and fires I talked about, rainfall totals. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So you have so many things that you can do. Definitely exclusive technology here that you have with this system. There's no doubt about it. Nobody even comes close. And several stations in this market aren't even using hand tracking. I think there's really, I think there's just one right now, maybe 2, but I think it's just one. Let's see if I have it. I'm sure I've missed some things. But again, we could change our views just like this without having to zoom in. We can go back to the DMA. We could come in and just do Memphis and Shelby County. You can lapse it. You could stop it. As I said, that's pixel query. You can throw lightning on there, real-time lightning data. I think it's just a few minutes old, so obviously no lightning, so you're not going to see it today. But that's one thing you can do. Importing cameras, what have I missed? Maybe let's go down to street level, the tightest street level mapping that we could possibly do, just to show you the resolution. You can actually see like images of the Mississippi River. These are real images of satellite data, and you can see just how down to the almost square meter Mississippi River, Old Bridge, and look at this street level mapping. This is something that we do not have now. And it's clear to see Georgia Street, West Carolina, Florida Street. It's just clear to see. You can see a storm down literally to a football field or a house. So it's that precise. And again, I don't believe anybody else has this type of mapping, at least not right now anyway. So a lot you can do just with the hand tracking, and these banners should change automatically. That one did not, but they should. So there's just all kinds of things you can do, and you can see how it reads the contour of my hand. The hand tracking, it's actually the way we set it up, it literally will read the contour of your hand. You have to be right in front of the camera because the feed is going through the camera, but it is really, really precise. As I said, I can pop in all kinds of radars. If there was a storm coming from Little Rock and the Little Rock radar had a better picture, you just pop on the Little Rock radar. You can go to a U.S. view with all these different products for the United States. Storm Prediction Center outlooks, tornado outlooks, wind outlooks from the Storm Prediction Center, on and on and on. And it doesn't get too cluttered and confusing for the viewer, I don't think. Now, I'm sure you can get into a situation like that. All you have to do is you get into a situation like that, you just go back to the homepage, and again, you can just get back to square one. So that's just a look at the hand tracking, and I'm going to continue to, obviously, we're just still brand new at all this. Just got done with training. So as we get more comfortable with the system, we can add more stuff, and it will look even better. But some pretty exciting technology from the folks at Verint with their Link system, and there's two of them, so you have a backup if this one crashes, just like WSI, our weather company, has now. So a lot of cool stuff with the new system, and when there's actually radar data on there, it looks even more incredible.